Excellent, excellent. So, Tammy already said my first line of my talk. May the source be with you. Right? Okay, so I'm talking today about practicing the presence. And last week, Tammy, the Centers for Spiritual Living as a whole, we're talking about living the science of mind, living, practicing, expressing, right? Learning the science. How do we practically use the infinite something for ourselves? And Tammy last week talked about what is the science of mind and what is our philosophy here. And so today I'm going to be talking about how to use it, how to use this infinite source, because as Ernest Holmes said back in 1926, there's a power in this universe that is greater than you are, and you can use it. Now, that was probably not what Ernest Holmes sounded like perfectly, but I could play you his voice saying that exact same thing. And that is the truth for us right here, right now. There is a power in the universe greater than we are, and we get to use it. And in fact, we are using it each and every moment of each and every day. Because there is this infinite field of soil, which we call the law of mind. And every thought, everything that we think is being planted in. So how we use it constructively, practically, eloquently, lovingly in our lives is being consciously aware of that presence, that power, and setting into our own mind what it is we want, the power that is greater than us, to use, right? So, may the source be with you. Where have we heard something similar to that? Yeah. All right, and may the force be with you. That's probably copyrighted. Star Wars owns that line. So, may the source be with you. The source is always with you. You are never separate from that highest and best expression. So, how is source showing up for you? This is how we recognize where it is we need to grow, where it is we need to learn, where it is we need to move forward in. How we can take a look at our lives right now and know what we're praying for. And we can change our thinking, we can change our prayers, we can change our treatment, we can change our surroundings, we can change the people we hang out with. Because let me tell you, sometimes that needs to happen too. Right? Okay, so living the science of mind. This is another great book by Dr. Ernest Holmes. These are a book of essays. A spiritual treatment to be effective must be spoken from a consciousness which knows itself to be the presence, the power and the activity of God. The spiritual power can and will heal, accomplish, demonstrate, answer prayer. It not only will, but it must, for this is the nature of it. This is the nature of the thing itself, to give you what you ask for. So, if you look at God or spirit, or this universal infinite something, whatever it is your highest expression calls it by name, whatever that is. What if we looked at that as this divine parent? As a parent, you only want the best for your children. I mean, right? We struggle in parenting. We struggle in being responsible for another human being's outcome. It's a scary thing for a human. But for spirit right now has over 7 billion little children, little specks of itself, walking around this planet, this consciousness. There are infinite amounts of consciousness. So in this plane, the plane that Steph exists on, so if I look at that divine presence as a loving parent, I know that my parent who loves me and supports me unconditionally wants every prayer to be answered. And so, we stick into mind whatever it is we want, and God says, here you go. And then sometimes we have to recheck in. Oh, I didn't want this experience, right? I didn't want this. I wanted something else. And so you course correct. You course correct and you say, okay, loving parent, infinite source and supply of absolutely everything. This is actually what I meant. And God's like, oh, you know what? That's a way better idea for you. Here you go. And then you're like, you know what? I don't want this. There's something more still. Because, there's always something for us to grow and to expand and to evolve into that highest and best. Because I know maybe I'm the only one in the room who isn't where they want to be full time yet. That might be just me. So for me, I know that there is still work to be done because the plans that God and I have for this experience are still being course corrected. So planting into the mind of that infinite parent, that infinite giving, loving expression, just every time you implant your conscious thought, your conscious seed of thought, know and trust that loving expression of that divine is saying, here you go, before you've even finished asking for it. This is the creative expression working all the time. This is good stuff, right? The power that this is all Ernest Holmes. I'm just talking Ernest Holmes today. Me and my man. The power that creates exists before we use it. However, it can give us only that which we mentally take, and often our unbelief becomes our acceptance, our fear, a misplaced faith. We bind ourselves by the very power which could as quickly free us. Our loving parent gave us free choice. Free will. Our loving parent provided that for us. That infinite source of all givingness and all creativity and all wisdom and all intelligence and all love and all joy, that endless source and supply of all of that stuff is right now working with every seed you plant. And so as we accept it, as we accept our relationship with our parent, who struggled in relationship with your parent? Right? Maybe not right now. No, yeah, Dustin does not. Yeah. Parents look this way so kids can put their hands up. Right? So how we use it, how this power is here. This power is never going away. There is, Ernest, there's a quote. And I deleted it from my notes because I was like, I'm going to have my books. It's over there. But the gist of it is that electricity existed it's never not existed. From the beginning of time, if the Big Bang existed, there's something electric in there, right? So the Big Bang sparked and boom, electricity was in existence. Now, did we know electricity was in existence? No. When did we learn how to harness electricity? I don't know, the last century? Right? How old is time? How old is consciousness? It's infinitely old. None of us having a human experience, if I reach 127, I'm still not old in the grand scheme of things. Right? So electricity has always been there. But it wasn't until someone had a divine idea about, there's something in the air I need to harness. And I'm tired of burning all these candles. Right? I ran out of wax yesterday and now I just have no light. Right? Right. But electricity, we know now how to harness it. We pay people to do it for us. But it is in the air. And it is in the same air that Moses breathed. It is in the same air. Who's older than Moses? Lots of people, right? Like dinosaurs. Dinosaurs, man, if dinosaurs knew electricity existed, they would have cooked their food. They wouldn't be extinct. Right? Right? And it's the same thing. There's all these physical laws. There's all these spiritual laws. They are all the time. So whether or not we can see them, we know and trust that they are there because we are demonstrating through them. Right? You know the best part about electricity? You don't need it to have the light within you. Whoa. Okay. So it is your faith. It is your belief in the operation of this power. It is your personal relationship with this power. It is developing and understanding this concept of unity and oneness. You are not separate from. And the soil that your mind is implanted within is so rich, so fertile, so abundant, so nourished. And so how do you want to show up for that? What do you want to plant in that soil? Because that soil is working all the time. And you get to plant your own seeds. You know? You don't need to plant your friends' seeds. They've got their own seeds. They've got their own soil. They are planting themselves. And they are going to harvest what they grow. So if we take all of this beautiful soil, our field, our farm field, our garden, and we plant in what it is we want, and every day we plant new seeds, because every day we grow and evolve. I am smarter than I was yesterday. I learned how to use my camera. Right? I've learned something new, so I'm better and stronger than I was the day before. I'm more valuable to my own experience and my own expression because I'm constantly learning and growing. And that's what we are doing. So when we plant in our seed into this rich soil, and the next day you're like, you know what? I don't want that seed. I want to plant a different seed. You know what you get to do? You get to plant a different seed. You can go in your field and you can rip out all the old seeds and you can plant new ones because the power and presence is operating through you all the time. All the time. I love this line. I've used this quote in other talks, and then I found it in a book. It's great. Our bowl of acceptance must be held up so that the outpouring of Spirit may be measured into our individual experience. How much good do you want in your life? Is it more or less than the good that you have right now? I bet you it's more. I bet you it's more. I want more good. I want more love. I want more joy. I want more community. I want more expression. I want more creativity. And we get to use and harness this information, this sacred gift of ours that we are still living, which means we get another opportunity to grow and evolve ourselves. We get to grow our seeds and we get to change to what it is we want to experience and express in this world. And it is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Spiritual power awaits our recognition, and divine guidance our consent. The Spirit flows through us as an outlet for its own self-expression. The spiritual power awaits for our recognition. Our human experience is on purpose. We are on purpose. Whatever it is we are experiencing right now, it is a seed that we planted yesterday. If the seed that we are growing into right in this moment isn't the seed we want to continue with, we get to recognize change. We get to recognize that there is that power that is supporting us fully and completely. We get to recognize that there is a higher and better truth for us. Right? We're not elevating during meditation yet, so I know I've got work to do.